Hello, BookTube. This is Alan, Lonely Bookshelf, here with a reading update. I need a haircut. It's terrible. Also, I need to shave. So, it's what happens when you're kind of in limbo between jobs. I don't know what's going to happen. One security company has left. They haven't contacted me about another job opening, posting, and another company that was going to take over the same job site, they haven't contacted me either. So it's like, and I tried to contact them and haven't got a response. So what am I reading thus far? I am currently in A Very Russian Christmas. This is a selection of short stories through Russian authors, and I'm almost through with this, about 80% of the way through with this. And the they have 12 in this series. If you're not familiar with it, they have a very Russian Christmas, very French Christmas, very German Christmas, which the guys at Codex Cantina are going through right now. They also have a very Italian, and there's other countries that go through that a very, and they had the country Christmas. Excuse me. And all it is just Christmas stories from the authors or the country's writers, I would say. I'm also reading this Tchaikovsky biography, and this is by Anthony Holden, and it's going kind of slow right now. And I should be picking it up pretty soon, because I'm really on page 12. I really haven't got anywhere with it, so I did pick up a book today. I went to Walmart, their grocery store, not the big Walmart where they have the clothes and electronics and stuff, but we only have it's only a grocery store type where I live. Picking up some coffee and also some other things, and then went to a thrift store next door. First time I've been at a thrift store in a while. Been over almost a year. And they have a good book section. I purchased a couple of books from there, and they're really good prices. So I was looking through the books, and it's one of those things where he's like, "Oh, do I need this one? This one sounds good. Let me take a look at it." And no, I don't like this one. I was getting kind of discouraged. Excuse me, let me get some water here. I was getting kind of discouraged because I didn't see any book, and then all of a sudden, a book popped out. Well, it caught my eye. I'm like, my goodness. And it's this one. It's Nikita Khrushchev, a biography and the creation of a superpower. And this is by his son, Sergei Khrushchev. And it's put out by Penn State Press, Penn State University Press. But my goodness, I couldn't believe this. And this is a big book. This is over almost 800 pages. And here's our author right here. This is Sergei Khrushchev. I have something to say about him in just a moment. But I had never seen, there probably are, but there are biographies about Nikita Khrushchev, but I'd never seen one written by his son. This is the second printing of the book that came out in 2000. And my goodness, for those who don't know, Nikita Khrushchev was the first secretary of the Communist Party, and the first one after Stalin died. He became the secretary of the Communist Party. In fact, there's a picture of right here of Stalin and then Nikita Khrushchev. He became the secretary, and he stayed for 11 years, 1953, 1964 is when he left. During that time, of course, the Berlin Wall was built. And so, his state visit to China. But he did a lot for the Soviet people during his stay. And it says in the back here that it was a time when the United States officially in the world was President John F. Kennedy acknowledged that the United States and Soviet Union were equal military might and equal capable of destroying each other. It was during those years that the Soviet Union became a superpower while simultaneously making a drastic reduction in its military expenditures. The new strategy made it possible to forego the development of entire types of weapons such as surface fleet, long-range aviation, preparing to reduce the number of tanks and make still greater cuts in the number of men under arms to 1/10 during the time of Stalin. And the resources were made available were directed towards food production, housing construction, and the improvement of the standard of living. Excuse me. And Sergei Khrushchev goes on to say in the preface that this book doesn't aspire to shed lights on all events of the years. He only wrote about those that he fated to witness. So yeah, he did a lot for the Soviet people during his time as party secretary. And the reforms. In fact, if you go to talk to some of the Soviet people, they put Brezhnev as number one during the Soviet Union, of course. They would put Brezhnev as number one, and Khrushchev would be number two, that they would like to live under. Gorbachev is on another list. Here's a great picture here. There's Nikita Khrushchev, Eisenhower, President Eisenhower, Vice President Nixon, and the back is Henry Cabot Lodge, who became Richard Nixon's vice president candidate, nominee for the Republican Party in 1960 when Nixon ran against Kennedy. And that was during the visit to the United States that Sergei Khrushchev had. And there's a picture of the wife of Nikita Khrushchev, and that's maybe not Eisenhower. And so yeah, and probably remember the time when Nikita Khrushchev got up to the UN. He took his shoe off and started banging on the podium and said that we will surpass you, not we will bury you. That's the wrong thing. And during that time, there's also models of rockets, because during that time the space race was going on. And so let me talk a little bit about Sergei Khrushchev, because I was going to mention him. Sergei Khrushchev, I actually saw him and David Eisenhower, Dwight Eisenhower, President Eisenhower's grandson, at a community college not far from where I live. And they were giving a talk. They were both going to talk about their experiences during this time, during Soviet-United States relations. And a trivia question, if somebody ever asked you who is Camp David named after, it's named after Dwight D. Eisenhower's grandson, David Eisenhower, who was married to Julie Nixon, who was President Richard Nixon's daughter. one of his daughters. So anyway, just during the talk, and I remember this vividly because Sergei Khrushchev gave an excellent talk. His portion of the talk. David Eisenhower went first, and then Sergei Khrushchev was second. Sergei Khrushchev said that when David Eisenhower became president, General Eisenhower became president, the Soviet Union was alarmed because this guy's a general, just became president. So we're going to have to build up our military, so to speak. But of course, when I just read to you that Nikita Khrushchev was the one that cut down his military. But yeah, they were afraid. And Sergei Khrushchev later wrote an article in American Heritage magazine which said that people in the Soviet Union, or the leaders of the Soviet Union, believed that the United States was the evil empire. And vice versa. You know, I mean, the people in the the leaders of the United States believed that the Soviet Union was the evil empire. So you got both sides just going after each other. And it was a very, very interesting discussion he had. I got to shake Sergei Khrushchev's hand afterwards. Got his autograph. It was just a scribble. Can't really make it out. And also got a little talk with David Eisenhower. Just thanked him for coming. And things of that nature. So yeah, I am very, very excited to have this biography. It's actually translated by Shirley Benson. It's actually a translated work. Well, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, if you like, and have a good day.